Now, from there, what we're going to do is kind of go into the display screen here and show you what some of these buttons are and explain to you how to use it to get the most out of the machine. So the first thing that we need to pay attention to here is these buttons over here on this side of the equipment. You will notice whenever I log in using my card reader or my key card, it will automatically be reset for you. However, if I'm in between jobs on one card, the clear modes button is your reset button that you have on this system. So if you walk up and you're not familiar with what's going on here, if you touch that, it will reset the features and functions for you, so you don't get your last job that you just programmed. Now, here's where you put in your number of quantity that you're looking for. You also have an interrupt button. So if you had to interrupt one job to do another one, you could do that if you so chose. You also have a sample copy. If I did not want to run out 25 sets without checking first to make sure it was right, I could go ahead and hit sample copy. It's just like a regular start button, but it will run one set for me. I can take a look at it, make sure it's what I want, and then I can say release the rest of it. Okay? Start button here, of course, everybody knows starts the machine running. If you press the start button and went, oops, I didn't need 25 sets of that or 25 copies of that, that's what the clear stop button here is used for, the red button, to stop the machine from running. On the display screen here, it will tell you to stop or cancel. It'll give you two options right here on the screen. Just hit stop and it will kill the job for you instantly. Okay?
You have to pay for the samples that you make.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct. Right. Okay? So let us log back in one more time here. Okay. Okay. All right. So now back onto the display screen here. The easiest way to pay attention and read this display screen is the first thing that most people make mistakes are when they walk up to a copier is, how do I get the quality out that I'm looking for out of it? Most people just put it in, press the start button, and then when they get something out, they're unhappy with what came out. Then they start adjusting the lighter and darker bar here to get a better quality. Well, you'll notice this whole column is adjusting for copy quality here. Okay? The first option we have here is auto color select, then full color, then black and white. The machine is defaulted to black and white. That means anything you put in the system will come out as a black and white copy. If you touch auto color, that scans the document and determines whether it's black and white or color and would use the appropriate mode. If it was color, you will get color. Full color is the anti-selection mode. It thinks everything you put in there is color. It's very important for you guys to understand that when you're selecting a color option, you select auto color. If you select full color, it's going to think every document in the top feeder is a color copy regardless of what it actually is. Okay, so very important to make sure that if I had a 10-page document and I put it in there and only one of my pages was in color, if I tell it auto color select, it will scan each document in the top and go, I have black and white, there's the color page. And then it will make that a color page, and then it will go back to black and white for the remainder of the pages. It will charge you appropriately. 9 black and white, 1 color. If you select full color, it thinks all 10 pages are color and will charge you appropriately. So please be aware, auto color is a selection you want to make when using color, not full color. Okay? Now, from there, you will notice the system here also shows text, photo, and others. Most people are aware that if I'm using just text on the document, I can tell it text. If I have a photograph, you now have 3 separate modes. You have glossy photo, printed photo, and copied photo. Glossy photo is exactly what you think it is. Anything that's glossy in nature, a high quality Kodak type of photograph or something out of one of your high quality textbooks will give you a better representation of what you're doing out of that. Printed photo might be something you printed off from the internet on your home HP LaserJet color printer. Okay? And then copied photo might be something out of a black and white textbook that has a photograph, but it's really not a photograph, but it's been made to look like a photograph. So you might want to adjust it there for that, or something like out of a newspaper article. Okay? Now, you also have the same options under text photo. You can also go here to others. Others, you have 3 modes. You have generation copy, you have pale, and you have map. Generation copy is used for copies of copies of copies, such as birth certificates, old documents that they've had forever that are starting to yellow and the toner's starting to flake off a little bit. you can put that in and it will fill in some of the spots that are missing and make the document darker and crisper and fill in some areas for them. Okay? Click this back one more time. Okay. All right. You also have pale. If I select the pale option, that's going to work there for your lights, blues, yellows, greens, goldenrods, things like that. Everybody's copied on a copier at some point and got gray background popping up in their document. That will get rid of the background of the page. Okay? And then finally, we live in an area here that we don't go anywhere without using either GPS or MapQuest. And a lot of people are printing those documents out, or they come and they grab a book that's a map that has a lot of maps in there. If they touch maps, that will adjust for the quality of what you would see on a map. Basic primary colors, a lot of little fine lines and numbers and letters and things like that, and we'll adjust for that quality as well. So just be aware those are your options there. And then if you're not happy with what you got out, then you can go to the lighter and darker button, which will help you there. The machine is set to auto density as a default. So you'll notice here it is set to auto density. What that will do for you is that will show you here that the machine, when it scans your original, will automatically go lighter or darker for what you're starting with. Okay? All right, now from there, the next thing we're going to do is read this display screen in rows going across the system. Okay? So the first option that we talked about already is your auto paper select. If you want to use a specific tray, just highlight the tray you want to use. So if I put blue paper or red paper or purple paper in a drawer and I only want to run from that specific drawer, if I highlight drawer 1, even if I had another paper drawer that same size, it will only run from that drawer if I highlight it with my finger. If the machine is set to auto paper select and it goes to that drawer, it will switch out and go to another drawer with the same size paper in it for larger runs. So for your walk-up use, that's why 3 and 4 are set for the 8.5 by 11 paper sizes for you. Okay? This next row here is used for automatic reduction and enlargements. Then we have two-sided copying here, and then we have sorting and rotate sort. So the first thing that I'm going to start with here to actually demonstrate is the two-sided copying options for you. So what I have here to start with is I have 4 individual pages. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, they are single-sided pages, so they're not double-sided. So what I'm going to do is take these, put them in the top feeder face up. I'm going to go to the row here, and the first option that I'm pointing at shows 1 to 2-sided copying. That means I have 1-sided originals, and I would like to make a 2-sided copy. So I'm going to go ahead and press that, and press the Start button. Once I've selected the Start button, what I'm going to get out of the system that's going to exit inside this area here is pages 1 and 2 back-to-back, 3 and 4 back-to-back automatically. Yes. Okay. Now, when I pick these up, there we go. All right. So you'll see here, I have 1-sided, 2-sided, 3, and 4. Okay. So nice and easy to do. Now, if this is now my original with its 2-sided, and I want to make an exact duplicate of this, I'm going to put it in the top feeder, and I would select the 2 to 2-sided button. It will automatically turn this over, scan both sides of the document, and give you an exact duplicate output that you have in the top. The final option you have there is 2 to 1-sided. That will take your documents that are 2-sided in nature and break them back out into 4 individual pages like we started with. Okay? Any questions on 2-sided copying? Everybody okay with that so far? Okay.